Yeah. Well, at least that we share.
That's true.
Fuck the police, coming straight from the underground.
Hey!
A young got it bad because I'm brown.
Hey!
Well, he legit just censored himself.
All right.
Wow.
In case y'all didn't know, that was Big Rob on the mic.
Big Rob on the mic.
All right. Hey, did you guys know that technically in a Earth year is 365 days and a quarter? And when every 4 years, that quarter adds up to an extra day, which is why we have a leap year.
Actually, it's 0.34598.
Same difference.
No, I'm fucking with you. I have no idea.
Same difference, god damn it. Anyways, here we are back again. You've been served.
Where we're going with this, but all right.
It's either we do a song or a random fun fact. You choose.
Yeah, I'm out.
Well, we did both.
Yeah,
we did both on this one.
Both.
All right.
We got to keep them guessing. That's why.
So, I'm George.
For today.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm Ty.
Cool. Who do I want to be? I'll be D.
Damn. No, I don't want to be Chris. I don't want to be Robert. But
Right.
D is cool.
Okay.
Well, this is already going to be a terrible podcast.
Well, let's see.
You ain't never lie.
Hit us with it. Tell us,
Right.
D.
Mm-hmm.
What's it like being pregnant?
This shit hurt.
Do it.
Mm-hmm.
Do it, B.
It do
Do
be
that.
Shit hurt. All right. Goodness. It felt like my esophagus is being punched every 3 seconds.
Your esophagus?
Exactly.
Well, speaking of things that happen to women and, happen to men too sometimes, but aren't as talked about, we wanted to talk about sexual assault on men.
That is true.
Because it is a thing that exists that goes widely underreported, and especially in I feel like male culture, where men are kind of meant to be seen as macho and blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
It's really considered kind of laughable to have yourself be a victim of sexual assault. And I wanted to talk with you guys about if you've ever had any experiences and how you feel about other people having those experiences that are men.
Sexual assault. See, when I think of sexual assault, you brought
think
up...
of yourself?
No, well... no.
You were threatening George with a paintbrush earlier today.
Yeah, I guess. That's one.
You were slapping men's asses.
I was actually going to go there, yeah.
I knew it. Fucking knew it.
But it wasn't because I was smacking their asses. It was because I almost got kidnapped that night that I went out and smacked all those asses.
Well, I mean, I do think that smacking asses, under the definition of assault, if it was not consensual, is assault. I'm not saying that in your situation it was. Yeah. But in other situations it can be.
It would be sexual battery, like...
Fucking law school, man, I tell you. It makes you look at everything.
But anyway, so you were telling a story about your experience and how you feel about it.
It's not pleasant, especially because I was intoxicated that night, and I can see how women get, objectified, being out there, just wanting to have fun, enjoying themselves. Clearly not putting themselves out there as targets to be objectified and to be, like, oh yeah, I want you to come talk to me and fondle me and do all this shit. No, like that. So I was already done clubbing. I was ready to go. I'm chilling in the Mexican food restaurant. Somehow I end up outside.
Somehow?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Goddamn.
Yeah.
Roofies.
I don't know. The cups kept coming. So this dude, like, legit is pulling me away and, like, trying to fondle me and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? My friend had to come over to save my ass, and he gets harassed in the process.
Damn.
Like, his nipple gets pinched, his ass gets grabbed, and they lick his ear. Like, the gay community, like, I mean, I love you guys. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, we're not trying to demonize anybody.
Yeah, you guys are fucking awesome. Great partiers. Great partiers.
I believe it.
But damn, sometimes y'all go a little too far.
Well,
Like,
I mean, that's the case for everybody, though.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be strictly gay people that go too far. Everybody can go too far.
Then there are those situations where there are dominant women
Yeah.
that will just, assault your ass.
Yeah, that's been my experience.
Yeah,
It's
it's
one
like
of the reasons I want to talk about it.
Yeah, the producer.
Yeah, with producer. No, I'm kidding. I there was actually somebody. It's not producer.
Producer, you gotta stop working out.
It's like you say no, and they're like, I'm sorry.
All right.
It's gonna be a yes.
You already outnumber us. Okay.
I think it's things like that. I'm not trying to make it okay by saying oh well it happens to men too, so therefore it's fine. Mm-hmm. But I do think that as men we should talk about it more. I think it's admirable, and I think it's something that we can all learn from, and women can learn from too, because I feel like even amongst women, even the more educated woke ones, it's like they see it as not being a thing that happens consistently. Whereas I can't speak for you guys, but it's happened consistently to me from women most of my life. Maybe not as frequently as women. I won't say that, but it's happened where somebody either tries to force himself on me or does something that I'm not comfortable in a sexual way that I don't want to do.
I feel you. I've had women misinterpret what I say, and they have legit just gone for feeling like, whoa.
And just drop their panties?
No, I back the fuck up and I walk away. Like, that's not where I was going.
Oh, they reach for you?
Yeah, they reach for it and they cup it. I'm like, nope.
That's wild.
Yeah, I'm like, just back the fuck up.
That's wild.
Like, I'm not trying anything. Like, I'm like just trying to have a conversation with you right now. Chill.
Yeah. And I mean, some of these things I will say, I can understand where they're coming from, and I can understand where the confusion was. Yeah. Like, it's not always as clear cut in my scenarios as like, oh, she did this to me and I didn't want it. It's like sometimes there were mixed signals. And I understand that. That doesn't make it okay, but I do understand it.
Okay.
So what about you, Ty? Have you had any experience, or do you feel any type of way?
I'll give two stories. Oh. So the first story didn't actually happen to me. It was actually a news article. Terry Crews.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna bring him up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Terry Crews was actually sexually assaulted before, and I'm not gonna sit here and make it seem like his form of sexual assault is any less than anything else that happened, but it was a woman had touched him in a way he wasn't comfortable about, and he complained about it.
Okay. Then there's multiple accounts, because there's another one that happened to him.
All right, then I'm sure like this. I'm just going based off of what I remember. But if you have more evidence and back me up too,
because technically that's what an assault or a battery is. Like, it's unlawful, unwarranted, unwanted touching. Like,
well, what happened from what I read was his agent or manager or somebody was who was a man was like came up to him, grabbed him by the balls, and said, "I own you." Like, looked dead in his eyes, looked at him, said, "I own you," squeezed, and then let go and walked off, and acted like nothing ever happened.
Whoa.
Which is wild. Like, that's crazy.
That's a battery right there.
This is fucking insane. But anyway, but continue with your story. That's what I read.
Nah, it's all good. A lot of people were trying to ridicule him just because he was being sexually assaulted. Like, everybody's like, oh, it's Terry Crews. Just like, this man is known just for his muscles. Like, how come he couldn't fend himself off? And it's like, you can't be mad at him for trying to handle the situation properly. Because think about it. If he was to backlash and fire off on his agent or even on the girl that touched him, like, that could be his entire career and then some, maybe even more.
Yeah.
So
it's
a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then as a man, like, if he were to, let's say he did do something to the woman, right? Then she comes out and says, Terry Crews did this to me. And he's like, no, she sexually assaulted me. Generally, he's not going to be believed.
Right.
And not to say that the same thing doesn't happen to women. It does. But it sucks, as, in that situation.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the part that sucks. Like, it sucks too much because you aren't the aggressor. You are made the aggressor because of, an assumption that because you're a man, you initially are always going to be perceived as an aggressor.
Something else just came to my mind too. I vaguely remember this, but I do remember that there was another time when I switched schools and went to a school called Winter Hills. A girl slapped me for no reason. Like, she just seen me sitting down. I'm just minding my own business, and she just comes to me and slapped me. I'm like, what was that for? She's like, oh, just because I wanted to. And I'm like, what? And by the time I was ready to react to the situation, she had already walked off. And I'm like, damn, what do I do? Like, I just can't tell nobody because it's like they're going to be like, oh, well, where's the girl? Is it true? And then it's going to be my words against hers, and more than likely I'm going to lose in the situation. So I just left it alone. I was just like, if it happens again, I'm sorry, but I'm swinging on the bitch.
And the other thing is, like, a lot of times you'll go tell guys what happened, and they'll be like, "Oh, dude, that's awesome,"
or they'll clown your ass.
Yeah. Or like it's not like, "Oh man, I'm so sorry," or it's like, in my experience, it's been like, "Oh, a girl liked you, dope." Like, even if you don't like the girl, it doesn't matter.
Hell no.
So it sucks, but that's the situation that, like, I've experienced.
It ain't nothing attractive about a girl that want a roughhouse when you don't. Yeah. All right, that's it's not fun, especially when she keeps on going and you're just like, stop, bitch. Like I said, I don't want to do this, and she's still sitting there with boxing gloves on, like, nah, we gonna fight. Like, I don't have a reason to fight you. Leave me alone. All right.
She seems to equate fighting with sex in a very odd way.
Right. She has on boxing gloves, but nothing else.
All right, Chris. Do you have anything you want to share?
Those are the type that like to get choked during sex.
And that's moving on.
Yeah.
That's irrelevant to... I mean, look, if you like to get choked during sex, I don't think that has anything to do with sexual assault, though.
No, it doesn't. But I mean, sometimes you can go past the point of consent. Like, you're allowed some privileges, but the moment you exceed, the scope of consent that you were allowed, then it becomes sexual assault. So say we're into some kinky shit, and we've got whips, we've got gag balls, we've got straps, but you want to do it to me.
Electric nipple holders.
Yeah, if that wasn't something I consented to, then that's sexual assault. You've gone past the consent scope of consent. Yeah, we were.
So it becomes assault when somebody says no.
Yeah. The moment you say no, or there was a safety word and there was an agreement between the two of you, and you set that safety word, that's when it's assault.
So then, to use Ty's example, right? Like, before it was just battery, and then he said no, stop. Then it became assault. Is that
assault
accurate?
Assault merges into battery. So
okay, so like
the contact at first, like this, it probably was nothing. It was PE, but the moment he said no, it became unlawful.
Okay.
The moment he says no, that's
Damn.
it. So,
no means no.
Yeah, a person can consent at any point.
No.
And at any point, that person can literally take the consent away. So you could be literally deep down, balls deep in the girl, and she'll be like, you know what, I want to stop. If you don't stop, you're raping her.
Yeah. And I think...
Wow.
Yeah.
It's wild, but it makes sense. Because, I mean, unless you guys are into some kinky shit, there's no other reason she would say no. Right? And it's like... And if you are into some kinky stuff, then you probably have a safe word to be sure.
Yeah, and that safe word is obviously supposed to stop everything.
Yeah. Pineapples.
Yeah, pineapples.
Peaches.
Peaches and cream.
Cream.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Peaches and cream.
No, all right. Well,
but yeah.
So, but do you have you had any experiences other than the one you shared, or?
No, but my brothers in middle school had one. This girl legit would not stop bothering him, and I don't know what it is with girls. They always go for a sensitive area. They always go for the balls. I don't get it. I mean, I get it in a sense that it's like, it's sensitive. It's gonna fucking make us vulnerable.
Yeah.
But like, stop. Stop. It's not there for you to fucking reach. Like, you don't want us reaching for your ass. You don't want us reaching for everything else.
Yeah.
stop reaching for an area that's obviously gonna hurt us a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So in his case, she went for his balls, and like she liked him. He didn't like her. He had a girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
But she kept doing it and doing it and doing it. Finally, I think it got to like the 10th time that she did it, and this time she squeezed and wouldn't let go, and she kept squeezing harder. So he just punched her. Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. He punched her.
Get your shit rocked, bitch.
We here at You've Been Served do not condone any type of violence towards men or women, for the record.
Unless you need to defend yourself.
Exactly. If it's
All
used
right.
in self-defense, it's well justified, regardless of who you're hitting.
I think you have to put an addendum on that, because not every self-defense thing calls for the same level, right? Like, there's self-defense where it makes sense to kill the other person.
Yeah,
there's self-defense where it makes sense to hit the other person. There's self-defense where it makes sense to
You're
push.
allowed to use the amount of defense that's proportional to what's going to cause you harm. So if it's a fist, you're allowed to use a fist. If it's a weapon, you're allowed to use a weapon that's proportional to it. So you can't bring a gun to a knife fight. You can't bring a knife to a gunfight. So unless this person is literally within proximity to cause your ass extreme harm, like you're right there, I'm right here, you pull out a knife, lunge at me, I pull out a gun and shoot you, that's legal.
So bringing a gun to a knife fight.
But that one is legal because you're in close proximity.
Yeah, because I also have the potential to die.
If you're way the fuck over there, and I'm just chilling here, and I pull out a gun and shoot your ass.
You know, this lawyer shit is beginning to come in handy on the podcast.
It is.
It's starting to actually become kind of a topic. I like it.
Right?
It is.
So, no. All right. Well, since you guys shared, I will also share since I brought the topic up. I've had multiple experiences throughout my life. You guys know about Rolanda. So I won't speak on her. But I will speak on back in high school. I used to have this group of girls that would like just follow me around. And I'm sure it wasn't just me. I'm sure I wasn't special in that way. But they would just go around like smacking your ass. Or smacking my ass. Like they'd, like I'd be walking around normally to my next class. They'd come up behind me and they'd all do it. And then they'd like wink at me or do things like, because I guess they thought I was attractive, right? But I was uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable with it, and I kept saying, "I'm uncomfortable with it. Please stop." And they'd continue to do it again and again and again and again, and it stuck with me because it's something that I've always felt like. Not every man listens when a woman says no, and that's wrong.
Yeah,
but it feels like there are a lot more women that don't listen when a guy says no. Because there's this culture that like makes it seem like guys always want it or are always interested in that. And sometimes that's true, but speaking for myself, that wasn't true in that case. So I don't know. It was just something I wanted to talk about and see if you guys had experiences, which you all do.
I mean, I was once that kid back in high school that wasn't trying to have sex. I think one girl who I was trying to talk to, she was asking, like, if I was to offer it to you, would you take it? And I told her straight up, I'm like, no, because I'm still technically a virgin. I'm not trying to give my first to just anybody.
Yeah.
But now it's gone. I'm like, okay, who next?
He's looking for number 40.
A hole is a hole. Trying to catch up to Chris.
For real. A hole is a hole.
Trademark to Ethan.
That's a way callback.
Woo, that was
trademark to Ethan. Gotta give him a shout out.
But I think that it's a situation that it's tough to handle and it's tough to cover. But we're three relatively random guys from completely different backgrounds that met at Starbucks, and the fact that we all have stories like this, I think, just goes to show how big of a thing it is,
right?
And how underreported it is. Like, I never would have known that. Well, I would have known about your gay story.
Yeah.
Because you told
talked about it in the last.
But you weren't telling it for the reason of sexual assault. You were telling it, and honestly, I wouldn't have thought about it as sexual assault unless you had said that, right? So I think it just goes to show how prevalent it really is.
It's a serious topic. The way I look at it like this, and forgive me for equating the two, but it's how I see it is for a woman out there that are feminists, You know, you want equal rights for both men and women. You also have to remember, too, that there are things that men go through that aren't really recognized as much as if a woman was to go through it, you know. And once again, I do realize that it's not really the same playing field, but how I see it is like, if you want equality, you got to remember that we go through things, too, you know. So,
So pay for the bill. I'm playing.
So, I mean, like I said, just forgive me for the bad example. At the end of the day, it's like we all go through situations, and in some cases, they're even the same. You know, it's just a matter of who's really going to listen to us at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I don't really know how to move on from this topic to the next one. It's not really an easy transition from a topic as
there
serious
is a simple
as...
transition.
You want to do it?
I kind of used to get roasted by a lot of people when I would tell them that I felt uncomfortable.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Fuck. How did I not come up with that? That was so easy.
Wow.
Thank you, Chris.
You're
Shit.
welcome.
I'm so disappointed in myself right now. I am not a George. All right.
He's ready to walk out.
So
He's ready to walk
bye
out.
guys. No. So
Just
but
like
the
that,
but
that
the
was the
next
first roast.
the next topic, the next topic is roasting.
I volunteer as tribute.
You
guys.
volunteer? All right.
I wanna
so
hear it.
so all right. So Ty and I are going at Chris right now.
All right.
Now, I'm the only one who wrote shit down.
Yeah.
Cuz I'm terrible at coming up with things on the spot, and they were just like, "I'll wing it."
You go for it, Mr. I wrote shit down.
Do you have anything that you have prepped to tell Chris? Because I'm sure they're gonna be better than mine.
I just gotta look at the man and just get to roasting.
All right. All right, Chris.
That is the first.
I don't have that many, but here we go. You know, people think Chris is strong,
Oh.
but it's really all just man boobs.
Very true.
Oh my god.
It's big facts.
That is true. That is true. All right. So my turn now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait.
You can also just build off of whatever I say if you want. But
Thank you for that.
mm-hmm.
You do look like a Bigfoot though.
What? All right.
Yeah,
All right.
the Sasquatch over here. Goddamn.
Head ass. You hairy as shit. All right. If somebody really wants to, you make a good ass brush. Okay.
You know, they should replace the mops at Starbucks with the Chris's.
Oh man, I'm telling you, you got the face of an ass eater. All right, and I'm not talking about your mouth.
Ooh.
Okay. I'm just saying, bruh. You really built like a hard sponge.
I told you they'd be better than mine. Goddamn.
You just gotta make up random shit, man. That's how roasting works. You just gotta, the first thing that comes to mind, you say it. No regrets, no nothing.
No regrets.
No regrets.
No regrets.
Oh, that
All
too.
right.
That too.
All right.
So we still going on this, man?
Yeah, I have another one.
going.
I'll
We've
keep
got
going.
time.
Go
All right.
for it.
The only thing Chris has had more of than women is STDs.
Well, no.
No. You don't get to reply.
Okay.
You gotta wait till after
All right.
before you deny that you had HIV.
What the hell?
All right, I'll let you go.
All right. It's not every day I meet a Chinese Mexican.
Oh shit, that's
All right.
that's not even funny. That's just true.
That's a fact.
All right. But that's, have you tried fried rats yet? Have you tried fried rats yet?
No.
No. Why not?
I don't know.
You eat everything else. You ate snake. Why not fried rats?
It's not
Why are you
right.
discriminating against rats?
It's not in the menu.
You're a disgusting bastard. You know that?
What's it like to look like an Asian, identify as Mexican, but really be white?
It's complicated. That's what it's like.
How does your hair work?
My hair?
Yes. Your eyebrows are thick as fuck.
Yo, his hair really just looks like it's all his beard hair on top of his head.
Bruh, if you take his eyebrow off, you'll have another stocking on the wall. Okay.
Not a good looking one. It don't feel like Christmas up in that bitch.
Damn. Oh, see, now you're getting into it.
I'm proud of you, Robert.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you.
That was really good.
Oh man, I'm stuck at the moment.
I think that's fine. I mean, we don't want to spend too much on one person, so we can move on to me if y'all are ready.
I think I get a response right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
Ty, in your response to your Asian, Mexican, and white, I'd be the only Asian Mexican that your mama would probably be interested in. By that, I'd be your daddy.
Well, kudos to you for not being lost in Walmart.
I won't get lost in Walmart, but I'll get lost in your mama.
Ooh. All right.
All right, y'all ready?
You cousin fucker.
Well, aside from that, yeah, that's where I was gonna go. He beat me to it. He really did.
He set the ground for it.
Yeah, he really did.
I know. I shouldn't have said shit.
Damn. What can I think of?
Your nose is built like a slide.
That I don't know. If anything, I was thinking more like a cone. You know the ones that they put on the road? Sometimes when I think when you're out in the sun too much, you turn like a flare.
You know, if you smile just hard enough, you have bulldog teeth.
If you put a beanie on right now, I'd be looking for Waldo. You just gotta go high.
Honestly, with the sweater on,
Yeah.
with the sweater on.
I'll go see what I can find.
I believe in you. Damn, where your ass at, Robert?
Seriously. Oh shit, there it is.
Oh. Ooh, snap.
As Robert walks out, I thought his ass and his back had merged into one.
That's so cold. Even though I'm proud of you for getting your squats up. This man does do better squats than all of us, I will say that.
I don't know about better squats than Chris.
That's true.
Chris is pretty fire squats, but
That's-
in fairness,
that's
he had
what
a
I'm saying.
huge lead on me. He's been doing it forever.
No. Depends. But let's see. What else can we shoot?
I don't know. Got some big ass ears.
If it wasn't for his hair, you'd probably be able to see them.
Right.
Yeah. Can you take flight with those?
Mm-hmm.
That was weak. That was a weak one.
It's all
I've
right.
heard that so many times.
Really?
Not about me, just in general.
Well, nah, I was just gonna say, do you feel the power of the sun? Can I call you Sunny D?
Oh.
All right, you got some ears that's really good at collecting sun, my guy. Bet you're staying nice and cool over the summer, huh?
Look, if I could collect solar, I'd be the richest man on earth.
With your ears, though? You would have solar panel ears? All right.
Oh shit.
Oh, I condone it. Solar panel ears?
Oh man.
That's dope. That's not even a roast. That's really a compliment now.
That is. Yeah.
Oh, man. Once again, I'm stuck.
Yeah. Same. I'm trying to think of another one.
All right, we can move on.
My turn. Go.
You gotta-
Rebuttal?
you gotta rebuttal.
I wasn't that surprised about the ears or the wall. You know, all that pretty much made sense. The only thing that caught me off guard, actually, there were two things. The bulldog teeth.
That one made you cover
That
up.
one fucked me up. I was like, what?
He's talking about an underbite, I think. Or an overbite.
That man said.
Oh.
No.
He's like,
And the nose thing, the focus on my nose was, I mean, I understood the traffic cone. That one I thought was pretty funny because, like, I do flare up and get redder. but shaped like a cone or whatever, or a slide, took me by surprise. I'm not sure if that's an insult or just a statement. But yeah, all right. I will take it. I will take it in stride. You go ahead.
all right, let's see.
You go. You can start on Ty, and then I'll because I got to start on you.
Ty. Where can I start? You out here looking like a billy goat, my brother. Let me see. Who was Mike Tyson's manager or sponsor? The one who feel like you're looking like him right now. Only in America.
Oh man,
Ty is a half bleached Michael Jackson.
that's comedy. Half bleached.
Ty is a black man sucking a Belizean's body, sucking an American, sucking a I don't know what you are.
Don't
man.
forget the Jamaican.
The Jamaican.
Don't forget.
Fucking British. I don't know what the fuck you are, man. At this point, I'm just gonna continue identifying you as a mutt. You are nothing. You are a man with no nation.
Ty is Black Panther if he wasn't really black or talented.
Oh. Oh fuck. Can I ask something though? Did you get rid of Lottie because she gave out after the poom poom?
So you really think I'm just out here fucking my car?
That tailpipe though.
That tailpipe. That was the first thing to go, huh?
It was a hole.
Oh my god. All right.
Hold on. Let me see. I wish I would have been able to see you with your cornrows, man, or whatever they were. What were they?
Just braids.
Oh, okay, braids. Sorry.
That was a terrible roast.
I was trying to figure out what the fuck they were first.
Just braids.
Yeah, I got nothing.
That's the only time you look black.
Oh.
Look. Ty keeps talking about how big a dick he has. Ty has a big dick like I have a fat ass.
Oh, shit.
Not at all.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
You know, all this talk about Ty's dick, I see all those veins around. It's starting to make me think he's enhancing.
Or he just doesn't eat enough.
That too.
That wasn't even a roast. That was just sad.
Hey, that's a roast.
Oh, man.
A roast knows no limits. It knows no bounds. It's always Savage Week when it comes to a roast.
True.
All right.
Hey, if it starts raining tonight, can I use your nose?
Nah. I'll be taking shade under Robert's ear.
No, look. If it starts raining tonight, all we got to do is straighten out his hair.
Oh!
All right.
It's that thick.
I feel it. I feel it. But it's all good. I'm going to be using his head to sweep away the water off my porch.
I mean, that's after, but sure.
No worries. That's where all the dust comes in anyway.
Nah, that's dandruff, bro.
Let me see. If I needed to make a new shirt, can I pick your hair?
Damn. See, that's how I know you want to be black. That bad. You really have to refer to my hair as cotton. Okay? You really want to be black.
What's it like to not be black enough so that you can only keep your hair in braids for like 3 days?
Oh. What's it like to be Belizean and not speak the language?
Moving on. That's all he has to say to that.
It's a learning process, all right? It's a learning process.
Oh, man. Hold on. Am I stuck? You stuck? Hold on. What's it like praying to a Jesus that's not your color?
That one was touchy.
I
That one was touchy.
I know.
That one was touchy.
That's why I was like...
I mean, in reality, he could be, though.
That is true.
If we're talking
if we're talking about the Middle East back then.
Look,
maybe.
What if God was one of us?
How do you feel about praying to a false god? That's
a better one. That's a better thought. And then I was like, no, I'm not going to say that. That's mean.
Damn.
And I can't because I'm also so decorated for Christmas over here.
Damn. All right. I think I'm done.
Yeah, I think so,
I
too.
think I'm done.
All right. Do you have any responses, Ty?
Oh, shit.
It just amazes me that Chris could really look at my hair like that with his 17 cataracts in his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I really was thinking that man couldn't see past his nose, but I'm really proud of him for looking this far. All right. So I'm proud of you, man. You deserve some recognition for that.
I'm shocked he's made it this far into law school with his eyes like that.
Oh, shit. Dude,
To be real.
Same.
Man. As for you, Robert, I don't know yet. I ain't got nothing for you.
Oh,
I ain't got nothing for you.
that's okay. I'll live.
You will. You will.
Because I'm white. And if the police pull me over, I'll be fine.
Are you only white man here?
I feel like you're setting me up. And I feel like his turn is over. If you want to make that joke, you go for it.
That's for sure. Robert feels closer to his roots with those Crocodile Hunters tapes on his shelf. All right.
You're the one to talk.
Why?
Mr. fucking... You're so far gone from your roots, I don't know what the fuck you are, man.
Hey, man.
That's why I keep calling you an Oreo.
Look, liking Crocodile Hunter is not far, from his roots. If anything, it's right to his roots. You know how many times Crocodile Hunter went to Africa? No, but seriously, everybody loves Crocodile Hunter. I don't understand how you...
I'm not saying I don't like him.
Wait, was that the only time you were actually able to see Africa? Since you left it?
Nah, when I watch Madagascar.
All right.
All right.
All right.
All right, that ends the roast section.
Chris, do you have a transition before I try and transition badly? Since you did so well on the last time? No. I mean, yes, but no.
Technically, he is a parent.
Well, but what are we talking about parent? Because deadbeat dad is not parent.
Oof.
That is true.
Oof.
I mean...
I have another roast. Yo, kids don't even know your name.
And that's okay. That's my choice. That's contract. If I ever do get to see them, though, I would roast the shit out of them, just like I roast my siblings. However, if I was in the context where I was their parent, then I don't know, man. It gets kind of conflicted, but I still got to roast their ass. So how would you guys feel if you guys had to roast your sibling, but you were their parent?
That was so
what?
convoluted, dude.
What?
You tried.
I tried. It didn't work.
Yeah.
What?
All
That
right.
was confused.
It really was.
I was confused. You
All right.
had me feeling like that was a hillbilly question.
So we go from roasting.
That's only
like that was a
sounds
me
like
question.
Robert That sounds like a Robert question.
I know. We both came up with that like roast of me before he did. I was like, damn. All right. So
God.
So
got me.
moving on from roasts, right?
We'll get better over time, y'all.
I feel like I've been better. I'm just not on my game today.
That
No
was a
way.
sharp transition, man. Like, it's hard.
Man,
I know it is. It's tough. So, and I actually, those fire transitions I did with Jakor, I took them all out.
Why?
Because so many of the transitions felt like they were making light of a serious subject by going from light to dark, and I think it's hard to transition between those two well. But so I just kind of cut it and made it seem like we just moved on. Even though they were fire ass transitions, I was really sad about it.
Oh, you should have kept them.
No, it wasn't worth it. But because I didn't want to disrespect. We were talking about people that had died. All right, but
Much appreciated.
so to find kind of a middle ground between super depressing people that have died and roasting, Ty asked us a question that I had to give a lot of thought. Should siblings play the role of parents? And I'd like to open up the floor to you guys if you guys have, particularly Ty, since you brought it up.
All right. Well, Mom, once again, sorry if you listen to the podcast this far.
You're
But
not sorry.
sorry, not sorry, because this is something that does bug me. All right, because recently she took a drive with one of her friends because one of her friends is a trucker, and she hasn't gotten groceries or anything yet before she left. So me going to work and going to school and whatnot, like I'm just as of right now, I'm just using a little bit of money that I do have up into my paycheck this week, and then I'm okay. So I'm just buying little snacks and whatnots if I have to. If I don't have to, I'll get free food where I can. Like, so I'm working. Yesterday I'm working, and I'm getting all these phone calls and texts basically saying, hey, can you bring your brother some food? I'm like, first of all, I'm at work. All right. Second of all, it's not my fault that before you left, you forgot to put extra food in the fridge. My mom likes to spend more money on snacks than actual stuff to cook. And I tell her all the time, you buy stuff that's worth cooking, I'll cook, and I'll teach them how to cook too, so that if we not home, they can fend for themselves. But if you busy out here buying Laffy Taffies and Rice Krispie treats and fruit snacks over actually buying...
What you talking about? You can make a great candy salad with that, bro.
Oh,
Man
dude,
said it.
fuck yeah.
Man said a candy salad. Like, this guy.
What the fuck was that?
I'm fucking George today, bitch. That's right. Let's bring my little brothers 2 steps closer to diabetes. I'm with it. All right. I'm with it. I already got cholesterol. Let's keep the train going.
Damn.
When you realize it's easier to roast yourself than somebody else.
I know. It's true.
It really is.
I've probably said more hurtful shit about myself than anybody else has ever said about me.
It'd be like that.
But it was a really irritating thing because it's like, for one, I really don't even have that much money, and there's like the money I do have, I gotta make sure that my car note is good, my insurance is good, and that I have enough money throughout the week just to handle my basic living standards.
Which, by the way, congrats on your car. I don't know if we've said that on the podcast, but
Congrats.
Thank you.
Congrats. That shit's silent, but
And it's like for my mom to disappear and then be like, hey, y'all, get your little brother some food. It's like, I don't mind, but it's not my responsibility, and I got my own shit to worry about. I don't have kids, so that's why my money is going towards where it's going, because I don't have major responsibilities besides my own personal responsibilities.
yeah.
And yeah, so I don't like this idea of having to play the role as a parent to my little brothers, especially when I actually do try. Especially when I try to fulfill my role as a big brother. That's already hard as is, because whenever I try and talk to them, that's where I receive the most judgment from them, my mom, and other people. Like, they'd be like, oh, Ty, so all you doing is just talking. You know, everything goes in one ear, out the other. You're too strict and too stern on them. And it's like, granted, I am this person towards them. It's what they need, you know? So it's like, my job is already hard as is being a big brother, because I got to play it safe for both parties. And now you're asking me to provide for them too. And it's like, I can only provide for myself right now. My income is only good for just me and me only.
Yeah.
So if I got to worry about them too, it's like, what the hell? I might as well pick up another job, drop out of school, and then become the daddy of the house.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Chris? Because I know you have had experiences with your brothers, and I know you're not the oldest, but you have had to look after them.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts?
I'm not the oldest. I'm the last one.
He's the youngest. Must be nice.
Not
But-
mentally, though.
Yeah.
Just physically.
Physically, it's nice. Mentally, I handle everything. Everything. Anything that goes wrong with the house, my parents, or like anything that goes wrong at home, my parents can't handle it. They don't know what the fuck to do. I'm in school right now. I'm in San Francisco, getting my shit done. And anytime something happens at home, I get called. Whether I'm in class or not, they're always distracting me, always calling me, just expecting me to resolve the issues that are going on at home. And it's two particular brothers that are older than me and should be more responsible, but they're not. So
Is it because you're the most responsible one?
it's because my parents feel that I'm the one that's there. Yeah. Like, they've already made the decision to pretty much make me, like, the head of everything. But I just don't think that it's fair that I should be counseling and monitoring two adults that clearly know what the fuck they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and when I've got my own shit going on, trying to make sure that everything is okay to get them out from that specific situation. I don't like it. Like, I've got older siblings that have got their own lives going on. That's fine, but like at a certain point, they're able to step in and do more and provide as well, but they just don't. You know.
How many siblings are there total for you?
I'm a total out of all of us, we're 9.
9.
I'm the 9th one.
Okay.
This isn't my responsibility.
Right.
These are all grown ass people with families and kids. I don't have kids. They're not my kids. I don't need that.
And especially as you being the youngest, this question would definitely stand out to you, because it's like, you're the youngest. They should be looking out for you.
Yep.
Not you look out for them. All right. Yeah. Like, I feel for you, especially with you already having your life in San Fran. You already doing your own things. I'm assuming that most of the stuff you have right now, you got it on your own. Nobody else's help.
Yeah.
And for them to be like, yo, little bro, house is struggling.
Yeah. Like,
what the fuck you want me to do?
Yeah, it's like, what can I do? I'm not working. I'm not allowed to work right now. Like, there was one time one brother literally sent 116 messages within a 10-minute period while I'm in class and blew up my phone calling me. My fucking laptop is connected with my phone because of the iCloud, and it's just going off and off and off and off.
That's annoying.
I was pissed off. It's like, what the fuck do you want me to do? I can't do anything, and I'm not going to do anything.
That's annoying.
So
in my position, it's annoying. Like,
yeah,
I don't think we should be put in this type of position.
I think that's reasonable. And I'm going to play the devil's advocate just because you guys have both taken the same side. But for the record, for all intents and purposes in your situations, I agree with you. In my perspective, I think as the biggest sibling, whether you're a brother or a sister, it kind of comes with the territory of being like a big brother. And I think you even kind of alluded to that, talking about, your job as a big brother. In a lot of ways, it's almost as a third parent. Yeah. I don't think, that should be financially or necessarily physically, because I know you've had some physical things happen.
Very interesting.
And without going too deep into that, I think that there are a lot of positive things about being kind of that almost secondary father or mother figure for your sibling, in a way that they can relate to you, but they still see you as an authority figure. I haven't always been great at that. I've certainly made my mistakes, but I've tried my best, and I'm really grateful for the fact that I've had the opportunity to almost be like a parent to my siblings, to have that authority, not just so that they see me and look up to me in a certain way while they're young, but also just to have that life experience, to know what it's like these are people that you care for and you feel responsible for. Right. And that is part of being a parent. Admittedly, it's a different part. It's not the financial part. It's not the physical part. But that responsibility is still there, And in that way, I think as the eldest sibling, I do think it's maybe a little bit of your responsibility, and it's okay to be playing the parent a little bit in that scenario. Again, in all scenarios, maybe not, and every relationship is different. Some eldest people should not be doing that, or some can't do that. It's just not, they don't have the opportunity. But speaking for myself, my situation, and also just to play the devil's advocate, I think there's a lot positive about playing that role.
Yeah, I agree. I don't really have any major complaints about being a big brother, and I definitely don't mind helping my mom out to play a second or third parent. It's just allow me to walk into that position on my own. Like that's the problem that I have with this scenario here. is that for me, it's a lot of miscommunication, and I'm not really assisted in the way that I should be in order to just get up and say, all right, I'll be mom and dad and big brother today. Like,
yeah, I think, well, but you're right. You should never be forced into that situation. That should be something that you take on as a person. That you're like, I want to be this for my siblings. And I think it's shitty that anybody ever has to be that.
mm-hmm.
So, in essence, I agree with you.
But still, to play devil's advocate, you got to say what you got to say.
Yeah. Well, and I do think that there are positive things. I do think that there are positive things about being the eldest.
And that I do agree
There's not,
with.
yeah, I don't think it's all bad. There's situations, especially like the ones you guys talk about, they suck. Mm-hmm. I don't think I could make an argument, as much as I like to play the devil's advocate. I don't think I could make an argument and say, oh, those situations are good. Because they aren't.
Yeah, you're right. But I can rebuttal to myself too and say that back when I used to live with my grandma before she passed away and before we lost our house,
mm-hmm.
if my mom did call me and say, hey, can you watch your little brothers for a weekend, for a day or two?
Mm-hmm.
I could easily say yeah. Because I had my own room, so that means they had their place to stay.
Yeah.
My grandma, she did a lot of grocery shopping, and even if she didn't, at least she kept the kitchen full enough to say, if I really am hungry, there's always something in the kitchen to eat.
Yeah.
So I was always able to make my little brothers some food.
Yeah.
We had a decent amount of internet service thanks to my dad. So if they want to play the game, let them play the game. Like I could have easily did that when I was back with my grandma.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I'm sharing the house with my mom, and it's just certain little things that make it hard for you to be like, just to up and say, that's the issue.
Yeah.
But
so what I think it sounds like we're landing on, and you guys can tell me if I'm wrong. But that none of this is as children.
mm-hmm.
It's not our responsibility, but we should be given and likely would take the opportunity to say yes in the right situation.
Yeah. If it's in a situation where I can choose, I will happily say yes to watching over my little brothers, my hell, even my little sister. Since my twin sisters are already growing on their own, I'll happily look over my baby sister.
Mm-hmm.
I would give almost anything to make my job or to even play the role as a big brother correctly for each and every single one of them.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a perfect big brother, but I at least want them to take what they can and learn from me so that they don't have to live a hard life the way I had to. And I'm not saying my life is the hardest, but I definitely don't want their life to be any worse than mine.
Yeah.
I want them to
of
continue
course.
to
No,
be
you
better.
want the best for, your family. And I gotta say, all things said, I have a lot of respect for you too. I think you guys both really embody the roles of being siblings well. Even when, even when you shouldn't have to, and it's not your responsibility. You guys, I've seen you carry out your roles. You do a good job. You put your family first. And I can only hope to be as good at doing that as you guys are.
Oh, shut up. You're a great big brother.
So a lot of respect to you guys, and I'm sure that they are appreciative of everything you do, even if they don't say it.
Yeah. Yeah, they better be, because if not,
they better be.
They better be. I'll sock them in their throat.
I'll probably get punched back if I do.
Worth it.
Yeah.
It's like my role right now should only be watching over my parents.
Are your brothers just as big as you are?
My brother's bigger than me.
That's a problem.
It is a problem. Those shouldn't exist.
Right.
We got one Sasquatch. We don't need a bigger one.
Exactly.
One of them is 6'5", so.
That's terrible.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's awful.
That's terrible.
Yep,
Yeah.
Your family should not exist.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Bye.
Y'all just a little militia waiting to happen.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, our last
And
name,
we're scared of white people. Fuck.
I changed my mind.
our last name is Guerra, which means war, so we're always ready. We're always ready, man. And like Ty pointed out, I've got fat hands. Like, the fat hands run the whole damn family. Like,
I feel like I just be grabbing people by the face. Like, come,
Come with me.
Just imagine in the club. I like you, bitch.
Back to assault. All right. So it's probably that time to close.
All right. Quick little piece of advice. Through all these this was pretty. As we started the episode off with such great energy, but we didn't realize that we had two pretty tough topics to talk about until we were already this deep into it.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing light was the roast. And I feel like the roast should have been 10 times better with these two topics, but it's okay. We had fun.
Although, to be fair, I didn't realize that the siblings playing the role of parents was going to be so serious.
I saw that happening.
I was hoping to
I
make
thought
light
there
of
was
it, but
potential, but I was like,
it's all right.
I saw it happening. I was like,
Man, thought about his own life and was just like, I got this.
This is sad.
I'm like, we already have an opinion.
Let me fuck up y'all's happiness.
I got this. So a little piece of advice I want to leave with you guys. Always be there for somebody.
And smack the shit out of your sibling.
That too. Sometimes they need it.
Yeah.
So especially be there for them.
And George likes feet.
Daddy does.
Be there for feet too. All right? Feet are just as important because if we just were sitting here walking around on nubs, that shit would hurt.
How do we know?
Yeah, there's only one way to find out.
Get somebody. One of
All
us.
right, I'm going to go grab my chainsaw. I'll be right back.
Oh, shit.
There you go.
So remember, be there for somebody. Even... Wow. Yeah, be there for somebody. Be there for your guy. Be there for your boy when he being sexually assaulted by a tall ass buff bitch.
Be there for your legless tie when I cut off his fucking legs.
Oh, shit.
Wow, that was very aggressive.
You need a lawyer, you know.
Be there for your boys when they and your girls when the roastings is not going as well as it should be.
Join in the roast.
Hey, and be there for your siblings, even if you are the youngest. You know, we all got to be there for each other because Ohana means family, and family means nobody gets left behind. All right.
Unless you leave them at the Grand Canyon like Joe Dirt.
Man, I love Moana.
Man literally said Moana.
Thank you for saying the best joke on this podcast.
Oh my god.
All right. Shout out to Big Rod. We love you, man.
I'm glad.
All right.
Thank you.
And if you made it this far into the podcast, we appreciate you 10,000%. And millions of thanks goes on to your doorstep. Don't forget to follow us on our YouTube page, our Instagram page, our Twitter page, and our Anchor page, our Spotify page. Shit, is there more?
I mean, you said Twitter and Instagram, right?
Yeah.
There is more. There's the iHeartRadio page, the Stitcher page, the
did we just
TuneIn
make
page.
the iHeartRadio?
No, that was a little while ago. You just haven't been on Instagram for a little while.
Oh.
But yeah.
So, clearly, we've been doing big things for a while, guys. So,
Wow.
if you haven't done so by now, give us a follow. Remember to start sharing and liking our stuff so that we can have some more fans. The more fans we have, the better we can get at this podcast and shit. All right. So once again, you know who it's been. It's been Theotis the Black. Holla back.
Bars.
Ooh.
I'm just gonna end with a simple Chris.
He
And
likes
his
piss.
And he makes sex look like bliss.
Yeah, that is
I like mine better.
You're right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean this.
Yours was a compliment, and I didn't like that. Mine was an insult.
I'll take it back. I'll take it back. All right, you guys. I'm ending here. You know what it's been. It's been You've Been Served. All right. Don't forget to go out there and start licking some toes. Toes is out there getting cold, y'all.